Hi everyone, welcome to day 12 of the challenge. I hope you guys are doing absolutely phenomenal. Thank you for the feedback, the emails, the Facebook messages. They've been great to watch. So I've been guided to teach something relatively quote unquote straightforward, but also something that our minds can't grab. And again, it's going to be a two-part. I'll teach this first and I'll do meditation in a second. Our minds are trained or practiced into neural pathways often the way our parents are, okay? So we have like a deep default neural pathways that we always go to. So some of my default neural pathways were guilt and anger and fear. So it's very helpful to know what your default neural pathways are. For other people, it might be overwhelming. For someone else, it might be anxiety or depression. It's not a wrong default and it's not a right default. It's just an awareness of what your default is. And one of the reasons you want to learn what your default is because your body and mind are just so used to going there that you almost don't even know you're doing it. It's just become so patterned. But until you observe it, you don't even know that there's a different way to be. Isn't that interesting? And everything outside is a mirror to something in here. Everything out here is a mirror to here. So if we're always in a default of overwhelmment, it's not a surprise that what keeps landing on our desk at the office is overwhelming. Or it's not a surprise that our kids are always creating overwhelming situations for us to deal with. And we always think this is happening to us, so our response is such, but in fact, it's the other way around. It's actually the way our neural pathways are trained to be, so hence we actually create our reality. So part of this 40-day meditation, in fact, one of the big parts is actually starting to retrain the mind and the brain into a different neural pathway. And I was teaching a pain workshop on the weekend and realizing that most of us, including me when I started this work, don't have a default neural pathway of peace or of ease or of freedom or of love. But it's possible. Each of us can actually find that default neural pathway and make it a new one for ourselves. Because ease is exactly that, it's ease. Peace is peace. And you'll probably notice that those vibrations feel so beautiful, but they don't have a ton of momentum. But they can, if we'd be willing to focus there. So in the meditation I'm going to teach in a few minutes, it's really about getting ourselves to really acquainted that we have permission to create these new default neural pathways. We have permission to feel ease. We have permission to feel peace. And it's not boring. In fact, it can be completely addictive and completely beautiful. And a lot of this 40-day challenge is, how can I go there on purpose, noticing that my default is anger or my default is overwhelming. So in a minute, I'm going to teach a meditation to take us there. I'll see you in a few minutes. Ciao.